Okay, guys, I have been communicating with some of you in the comments as I responded to let you know that I was going to introduce you to an existing dating app. Now, I know for months and years I've been saying, stay off the dating apps, stay off the dating apps, stay off the freaking dating apps. I have been saying that. But if you go back over time, I mean, I think it was Nancy Reagan that said, don't do this. I mean, how did that work? About the same as stay off the dating apps. Or not just that, tell the kids don't have sex. How's that working? They're still doing it. In lieu of saying don't have sex, we have come up with another option to keep people safe, which is the condom or something else. And just like don't do, it could have been a Narcan or carrying Narcan with you or even clean needles or whatever. Just the name of the game. And my thing is, and you've heard me say this word over and over again, say it with me, mitigation. Mitigation. How can we make it better? So with that said, we understand the guys are still going down, jumping on Tinder. You can see the last 10 stories that I've read on this subject. They all start with they met a girl online or they met two girls online. I mean, we've been through this. We've had the conversation. So in lieu of this, mitigation, again, it should be the title of this video. But again, I have a good interview. I'm going to introduce you to an app. It's called Crema Social. Stay with me to the end. I have a special guest for this interview. Once you listen to her speak and give you her success story, then I'll meet you on the other side with a little bit more information on what the app actually entails. So let's jump into the interview right here. Okay, guys, I told you before I had a special guest today. Today I have Vanessa with me, and she's going to go over a new dating app and a new dating option. Now, I know for years I've been saying stay off the dating apps, stay off the dating apps, stay off the freaking dating apps. But guys are still going down, as you've seen in my past few stories, and have run into some issues. So for me, the word is mitigation. How can we lower the possibility of having some issues while we're dating? And that's why we have Vanessa here. So good morning, Vanessa. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for inviting me, Rob. How's everything
Hey,
going?
I'm glad to have you. It's going just like any other day, trying to get this information out to these guys who go down. Most guys, let's face it, most single guys go down to meet women. However, and whatever form they do that, that's the reason that they go down. And some people go down, and I guess maybe they're lacking in their Spanish or their confidence, and they don't know how to approach someone, so they do it online. Which is the same here. I mean, I've been online. So I get that, but you have used a new app, and this app we're going to introduce today is called Crema Social.
Yeah.
And Vanessa's very experienced with it. So, have you, first of all, have you used any apps before using Crema Social?
Well, uh, before using Crema Social, okay, I tried with other apps, also tried meeting people, like in person, but it's kind of complicated today. Everyone is so busy. So, just to make it short for you, I was coming back from a year in India. And I was tired of Tinder, and because the kind of interactions you get from there are from guys that are sometimes acting kind of desperate. And I was like, I want to check like on social media if there is maybe some new dating apps I can download. And then I found this one and I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. They have like a quick stop in Bogota, capital of Colombia. I download this app and like the unthinkable just happened. I made a match and I'm still dating that person. Like we have been a year together now. So it's crazy like how other things didn't work for me before, but this one actually did.
Okay, I got you. Now, since you've started using Crema and you have used others, what do you think are the major differences between those and Crema?
Well, it's a big difference because normally like in the other apps, you have to text. That's all. Maybe they have the option to send voice notes, but there is something very common that happens like the both girls and boys, they use different pictures. And you know what? In each picture, they look different. They look like five different persons in five different pictures. So you cannot figure out if you really like that person or not. You have to wait and jump into like face-to-face date to see if this is the person you want. And with Crema, The thing is like you have to make a video call first. And it's impossible to catfish someone or use a filter if you are through this dating app. So that's what we did. Like I was like switch like if I was on TikTok, like just doing this. I found this guy, this amazing, beautiful guy. I really like him. And there's like an option of jumping like in a video call, but I have to invite him for a meal or he has to invite me for a meal. So I just like him, asked to invite for a meal, sending a quick message like just like, hey, how are you? He replied, and then he like this is a longer story. I couldn't get it to the first three meals because I was very sick of the stomach, just coming back from India. You may understand. But after three failure like trials and chatting, I decided like, okay, I think I can go for a tea. And then we meet in person, but we meet through the app. So for me, like to watch him face to face, even if we were not eating in the moment because I was fucked, was a big important, like a great factor, because that's a way you can, first of all, say, this is the real person that was chatting with me. This is the person that is on the pictures. And you can also analyze like where is this person is, how is everything around, if they show you if they say things, maybe you can say, okay, here I have some green flags and not too many red flags. So it's easier to analyze if you really want to go on a face-to-face in-person date with someone. I really like that about the app.
Okay, so in the app, you can even and I've downloaded the app. I haven't dated anybody. I'm dating somebody already, but I went in and took a look around. So you find somebody, basically, you see someone, guys, I'm telling you, you find someone that's attractive and you want to invite them to dinner or to drinks. Now, the owner of Crema Social used to work for Rappi. So now, hence, there's a tie-in, there's a connection between you ordering, and you can order through Rappi. And if you've been to Colombia and you don't know Rappi, then, well, you just haven't been to Colombia. So everything comes via Rappi. So now you can send a possible date dinner, and you guys can have dinner at the same time and see each other visually as you eat. Can you explain what the process is? They can choose either, would you like dinner? And I think there's a 60% acceptance rate, guys. 60%? That's good. So let's say they can either offer a drink or can offer food. Can you tell us how the process goes? Let's say from your point of view, when you get an alert and it says, okay, such as I don't know what it looks like from your end, you see it says, would you like to go to dinner or would you like a drink? Or what does it say on your end?
Yeah, I realized they introduced this new option. There is like a 5 minute like quick talk. It's like invite someone for a drink. This wasn't before. It was just like the meal option. So it's basically like they show you which restaurants are in the area, and you decide like which of all you like, which kind of food you want. And if this guy, it's also in a country where there is like I don't know Uber Eats, iFood, Rappi, because I think Uber Eats is mostly in all America. Like you can have dinner together. So these apps I think work different because you when the person says like, yeah, I would like to have a meal with you or will invite you for a meal, it opens like a calendar and you can check when this person is available. When this person accepts like day and hour, then like everything happen, all the magic happen. Of course, you can reschedule like as I did. It's not the best thing to do, but I think it's like the best you can do if you really cannot assist to the meeting because it's the other person's time and you don't want to spend it.
Okay, gotcha. So you see each other. Does it change the language also? Because if I don't speak Spanish and the female doesn't speak English, can you communicate through the app that way?
Yeah. I didn't have to do that because I already speak English, but like
Mhm.
some friends are like, okay, I'm gonna try the app. And they're talking in Spanish with this guy that doesn't speak a word in Spanish, and they have like real-time captions. So she can see like those in Spanish, she can see everything she's saying in English, which makes the things way more easier because some girls just jump on a date with someone that don't speak Spanish, and let's be honest, it's an uncomfortable date because you can understand me, I cannot understand you. So what's the point to being here?
Exactly. Guys, did you hear that? I mean, it's actually giving it's it's getting over your biggest hurdle, as far as I'm concerned. And your biggest hurdle for most who go down aren't fluent in Spanish. I'm not fluent in Spanish. I can be understood, but I'm not fluent. And it's hard enough in a relationship to understand each other. So let's not make any mistakes. Let's have that information put up right in front of you as you introduce yourself together in that either drink or date. So that's a hurdle that has been surpassed right off the bat. And you get to see this person, you know it's really them. You see the video of themselves, and possibly their family may be there also. So you can meet their daughter, their aunt, their abuela. You get to meet the family. So it's more of a connection. It's not just pictures, because when somebody sends you a picture, I'm not going to name another app, but you're looking at these pictures and the pictures are done up. And again, like Vanessa says, 5 different pictures, 5 different looks. You're not even sure if it's the same person unless you see a tattoo or something. So it takes that out of the equation also. But as far as dating in general, let's say in Medellin, Colombia, do you think this is a good option for those who come down who really want to meet a good paisa woman?
I don't think so. There is more advice if you want it later, but related to this app, I think it's a good option first for the catfish. Second, because if you like are wise enough, you will try to learn like through the video call, how is this girl behaving, if she's hiding something, how is her environment? Because unfortunately, it's not like good or kind to say this, but if you see she's like living in a place that looks like very, very bad. Most probably, like she's trying to take advantage of you. And if you really want to meet someone for a serious relationship, I won't say that's not possible, but you will like maybe really like to have less chance to be with like a gold digger. That's how a lot of guys call it. You can also see if this girl is like for real, who she's claiming to say, like, hey, come here. This is my mom. Mom, say hi. Hola, ¿cómo estás? This is my dog. No, that's my little brother, my little sister running there. Just please ignore it. Go away. So you can see if they're like in a family environment, if they live alone, if there is someone else, if it's quiet, what's around. And I think it's a good way to read someone. So it's less risk for some, like if you want to meet her later, you at least have an idea of who she is and what can happen.
Exactly. Guys, mitigation. Are there any other red flags you can think of, just in general, on any apps that you wouldn't possibly have here on Crema Social?
Yeah, in any apps, I think let's talk about this. I think if I was single and I was asking you for advice, like I like how is to date an American guy? Can you give me a couple red flags? You as a man will know a lot of them because they are from your country. It's the same for me. So I think it's easy. Unfortunately, if they are showing too much skin, like when I say too much, it's too much. Not like they are just having like a t-shirt because here we have summer the entire year, so it's normal. If you see they post too much pictures like in lingerie, too much pictures like in very expensive destinations, but they are always alone. There is no friend, nor family. You don't see like it's something very casual. They don't have like a explanation like, yeah, I was here for vacations. I was here working. Let's be honest, like the budget that people make here monthly is not as high as in other countries. A normal girl will not have money to go to Dubai, Paris, Victoria, Miami, and Brazil in less than 6 months. Like if it's not for work reasons. So if you see a lot of those pictures and you think they are very fancy, she's wearing like very fancy clothings, it's in a Lamborghini, like you maybe will be in front of someone who's looking for money. Or maybe she just makes money, like she's more like a sugar baby. That's for a lot of guys like a big red flag. Other thing I've seen some guys doing thing here. I don't consider it's very kind, but I understand what they do. It's like they put in their profile, uh, no, no, this kind of girls, not prostitutes. I'm not interested. No escorts, and Yeah, it's good because a lot of them are just they like offering their services. So this is the way you start to taking them away. Like I think there is a lot of escorts in the app, so you have to see if they can handle a conversation. Hard to say because there is a lot of good girls I know they don't speak a word in English, but I think a huge, huge green flag if like this girl can speak English, she got a good education, and that's important in a partner. That shows you she comes from a normal family, a good family. She works or she studies. Like she's not just someone sitting waiting to look pretty and waiting the guys to pay her for being pretty in the a lot of manners that exist for that. So those are like red flags I will see in any single a dating app.
Okay. So this information is extremely valuable, but I understand we're on a time constraint today. I'm just going to do a couple of other questions, but I want to know right now, are you available to continue this in, let's say in a part two, because this information is valuable for guys who go down. Are you available after this for any period of time? We can reschedule more times.
Of course, I'm down.
Excellent. Okay. Well, then let me get through this one then. What would you say for some of the guys? I've been telling them to stay off the apps, but now that they are on the app, let's say they give this a shot. What are the benefits, or what would you suggest that they add, take away, or how to enhance their profile to try to attract a good paisa, a good Colombiana?
Well, first of all, don't speak about how much money you make. Just show yourself as a person, not as a wallet, not as a credit card, not as a green card. Show like what you have to offer as a person. And that should be reflected in your pictures. So if you have a nice picture smiling, if you went the last summer to do some fishing with your family, why not to post it? Why not to post the things you really love, the things you really like, the things that make you feel like happy with the life? Don't hide things that don't need to be hide. So check like post a couple pictures. Try not to hire because this is getting like a trend. Like these photographers that take pictures for your dating apps, I think it's more close to see someone who got a picture from some friend's phone during a meeting, during a dinner, like I don't know, doing something very spontaneous than something that looks very planned because you will think like first of all, this guy is a passport bro, or this guy is just willing to sleep with as many girls as he can, and you will give a bad impression to good girls looking for good guys, right? So yeah, be very, very specific, like show yourself for real. Like don't be afraid to hide. And there is also a video that you had to upload. Just try to show a place where you were around. If you have a nice view behind, try to smile. Don't always wear dark glasses because I cannot see your eyes, and eyes are important when you're looking for a connection. I think that's a big part of that. And if you can put information about you, I mean, like, they give you some options to feel like what's your a favorite first date, or how you see yourself in 5 years. Like do those things. That's not gonna affect you like in any way. So just try to show yourself, be spontaneous, and enter the app. Not like exactly looking. I want a girl like this, and this. Just go there and see what happens in a safe environment. Because the big problem is when we are just looking so bad for something. I do want this boyfriend. I do want this relationship, that we disconnect of the real connection.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I did a video on this yesterday. On this yesterday. Be happy with yourself, guys, and let somebody else come in to enhance your life. Never leave with your wallet. Take your glasses off. Take your hat off as well. Let that person see you. The app does give you the ability to do a video up front. I know how long it is, 5 seconds or whatever, and you can just hey whatever you say, and you'll see some of the girls doing this too. But you get a good idea as to what they look like, vice versa, and then you can communicate with them. A meal is not that expensive, guys. A drink is even less expensive. So you're already spending the money, and you're spending the money to go down there. And trust me, I know the prices. That's why I haven't been in a little bit, because I can get to another place a whole lot cheaper. But if you're looking for a good woman, this sounds like the app for me. Now, Vanessa has agreed to come back. But let me leave on this last question, Vanessa. What are the biggest advantages in a nutshell to Crema Social over, let's say, that number one app that everybody goes down that ends up in one of my videos as far as a foreigner is got sick or, got robbed or whatever else happens to him negatively? What are the positives and what's the main differences between Crema Social and, let's say, that app?
Yeah, first of all, the video call. You meet the person like face to face through the camera and you will be safe. If you don't like this girl, you don't have to walk out at night, take a cab in a city you don't know. So if you're looking to connect someone at the distance first and then go to meet her, this is a great option because it's no way, there is 100% guarantee it's not going to be a catfish. Like they have an operations team checking on each profile, checking they are like verified, those girls are real, they are really in the location they say they are. So I think the first factor for me, it's safety for both sides. Me as a girl, I don't want to go out with a psycho. You as a boy don't want to go out and get scooped or robbed or something else.
Exactly. And guys, you I see in the comments, you will always look at things like they're coming to get us, they're coming to get me, but you never think of this female is vulnerable, that's possibly meeting you. If you're meeting somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning, probably making the wrong decision. That's just my 2 cents. But this is a good way right here. Again, I know. I've been saying it for years. Stay off the dating apps. Stay off the dating apps. I mean, hell, the Department of State says stay off the dating apps. And this is a way of mitigation because just like I understand guys are still going to go, I understand guys are still going to go and going to jump on Tinder or Bumble, whatever those different apps are, and they have been infiltrated. This way, you can at least mitigate is my new thing. Now you have another option. I say jump on, give it a shot. I'll leave a link to Crema Social in the description. Vanessa has agreed to come back and give us more valuable dating advice. And so we are much appreciated for your time. Thank you so much. I just didn't want to run out of time here and not be able to gain as much information. I am going to add some of the benefits in a second, but is there anything else that you wanted to end on? Anything else that you wanted to leave the viewers with, Vanessa?
Well, as a woman, it's very difficult to find love, like everywhere. Like even more difficult in internet time when all the girls are looking good, even if they are using filters or Photoshop or so. And I'm a very picky person, and I find love there. So just to say that, I think if I could do it, you can do it. You just have to be wise, stay safe, don't do anything that you'll never do in your own country. Like, and it's gonna be fine. If you have to find someone, you'll find it.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Vanessa. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. And you have a good rest of the day. And we're going to talk again soon. Okay, so there you go. So thanks for watching. You tell me what you thought about this. Now, I want to give you a little bit more details. I asked for a cheat sheet from this company, which is Crema Social. I don't fully endorse anything. I'm just giving you options as to alternatives to jumping on you know what. Obviously, we know those have been infiltrated, but this app has certain benefits to it. Now, I've been on it. I've taken a look around, but I'm dating somebody, so I don't go across a lot. But I've seen the basics of it, and you need to at least check it out, try it out. Start with the trial version, and then or just log in, because you can use it without paying in the beginning, but you don't get too much benefit out of it. So spend the money. Take somebody to lunch. Take somebody to a drink, and that's what it's called. You'll see. But some of the differences that they name are Crema Social. They don't have matches. They have virtual dinners and lunches by invitation. 70% of the people on the app are women. 60% acceptance rate when sending invitations. If you send 10 invitations, you're going to get 6 of them that are going to accept. You get a chance to practice your English too. So don't pass this app by lightly. Give it a shot. Still do due diligence, whatever you do. Use the common sense. But for those who are going to go down and want to jump on an app anyway and try to make things easier, this seems like a better bet than what's already out there. Okay. Guys decide who they want to invite to lunch and dinner and even a drink for a couple of minutes. They work in tangent with Rappy, so you see how this will all play out. But just jump on and take a look around. They have video calls for dating, which means that the girls are willing to appear on camera. Okay. So that's a green flag in terms of the opposite, which is a red flag. You don't know even if it's a guy on the other end on these other apps. But this helps you to avoid being catfished. In other words, they don't have filters, no filters on video calls. So you see what you see is what you get. There's no pictures where they filter it and you look like a movie star. She's all glamorous with the stars and all that. None of that. Okay. They have transcription in real time. So you can't talk to somebody in another language in real time. It's going to be translated for you. Is that not a plus? Even just to speak to somebody down there, that's a plus. And you've heard the story already. So, also, you can find girls by country. So you can sort and say, I want to meet somebody from Venezuela. I want to meet somebody from Colombia. I want to meet somebody from the Philippines. There are people from all of these countries. And of course, the company knows where these people live because you got to deliver the food. So you have an address. So you're paying for a meal. How many times do we do this, guys, in the States anyway? The website is cremasocial.com, CREMA social.com. Share a meal with people from around the world. Crema is where cultural curiosity meets genuine connection. So there you go. I'm not going to read the entire spiel, but I wanted to give you some of these basic bullet points. And that is why they're different. No more swiping. Ask any person to lunch or dinner. 60% replies yes. So you like the odds? I mean, those are good odds, 60%. 3 out of 4 people on Crema are women. So there you go. You have this safety way to approach people. Now you have the language barrier taken care of and you have some time spent with you and you can see who the person is. So I say give it a shot. Do due diligence no matter what, though. But check it out. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And hopefully Vanessa will be back a few more times for other interviews. So if any of you guys have some questions on dating a paisa there, then send it to me via email, dcbornrobgroup@gmail.com, dcbornrobgroup@gmail.com, and I will try to ask those questions. Give me good questions, though. Nothing crazy. Because she's giving her time for this. She's met her person on this app. You can do the same. And I want your success stories. And when you do have a success story from this app, I'll bring you on. You can tell your story, even if it's in its infancy. Let me know. Anyway, you're up to date with the latest out of Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole as far as dating apps go. Anyway, remember to travel, but travel safe. Okay, hold on, guys. Right quick. If you need to have things shipped to Colombia, shipped to someone else, or shipped to yourself to Colombia from the United States, make sure you reach out to CaribbeanShipper.com. CaribbeanShipper.com. The contact information is coming next. Join me on social media. I am dcbornrob official on Instagram. I am dcbornrob official 1 on TikTok. I am dcbornrob O on Twitter. Don't be like this guy right here. You're just so stupid. I had to send you a video to let you know that you're so stupid. That's right. Don't be like this guy right here. Join me on social media. Headed to Medellin, Colombia? See my guy Andres with Nomad Travel for safe airport pickups and drop-offs and tours. Contact information in the description below. If you're in Medellin and you need dental work done, from a basic cleaning to major reconstructive surgery, come see my guy, Dr. Carlos Maury. Contact information in the description below.
Thanks for hitting like. You did the right thing by hitting like. Thanks for hitting like. DC Born Rob.